How you doing? Everybody okay? Oh, wow. Suddenly my studio is full of people. Welcome, Yoroshiku, willkommen. Hi. So, looks like you're stuck with me for at least another 3 weeks. And I've got you for another 3 weeks. I'm happy. Oh dear. But you know what? I nearly didn't make it for tonight. I had a unfortunate mushroom incident. I think I told you that Sally was growing her own mushrooms. The other day, I think it was Easter Monday. I was just absent-mindedly coming through the house, just thinking about whatever, and there was a bowl. It looked like some tasty treats, just in the kitchen there, and I just dipped in and ate one. And I went, "Oh, what's that? I spat it up, and it was the mushroom stalks in all the earth and manure waiting to go out to the compost, and I ate one, and it didn't taste good at all. And so I washed my mouth out with water and then drank loads of whiskey. And next day I was fine. I was lucky. So I seem to be settling into this new routine now, and it's Friday, Saturday, Sundays, 7 p.m. and saxophone workshop for the Saxy peeps on the Sunday morning, and we'll try and keep it that way. If for no other reason, it kind of gives the weekend a shape, I think, because those of us who aren't working anymore, you're not going out to work 9 to 5, whatever, Monday to Friday, and I'm not gigging at the weekend, driving off to shows and packing my little bag and my, special extra porridge and everything. So Friday, the weekend is starting here. And, I like a routine. Every Friday at 6 o'clock, I have a little virtual beer with my mate, Fizzmeister, Alec, down the road there. And that kind of, it heralds the weekend. You know, like snowdrops and daffodils bring in spring, don't they? And we're looking out for that swallow that's going to inform us that summer is here. There's no swallows have made it to North Lincolnshire yet. Any swallows where you are? Because you've had some summery weather, eh? Right. Snaky, play a tune. I'm strapped up with the baby, little curved soprano saxophone. So cute. And so I've been raiding the vaults and coming up with ideas of things to play and also responding to requests and stuff. So I found one this one's 20 years old, maybe more. It's off the Snake Bites CD. And I put the headphones on or I won't hear the boys. And wrote it with Will Mowat. And it's called Stepping Out. And I thought if I play this first, I'll have a good link going there because it's a really bright, kind of summery, positive, happy, bouncy thing. So don't spill your drinks, but get off out your seat. Unless you're, tucking into a nice dinner. What's for tea? Stepping out. Where are my boys? proper old fade out there, but I didn't want to fade out. I wanted to keep going. Ah, lovely. Ah, enjoyed that. I can get rid of the little baby now. Take my strap off. Oh, can't take the strap off. Now I can. It's gonna fall. Let me see if anybody's with me. Ah, yes. There's a great moment when I see names in the list. It's really like walking out and seeing the audience. Konbanwa, Chris San. Annie Lane's there. John Wilson is back. Mr. Sandhouse and Mrs. Sandhouse. Pat and Christian. Sue Chan. Greetings, everybody. Ron, great to see you all. Yak is there. Ian Simpson. Cast of thousands. Danny and Viv in Easington. Wow. Millions. Hi, Steve. Hope you're practicing every day. And I hope the woodpecker is still there. Hi, Sue, up in Sinnington. Hello, Duncan-san. Yoroshiku. Got a haiku for you later, I think. Or maybe tomorrow. We lost Bill Withers a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? And I thought I'd like to do another Bill Withers song. And this is especially for you if you're isolating as a pair, just the two of you. As a clue to the title. Back on the tenor sax for this one. This is one that featured wonderful saxophone player called Grover Washington Jr. And I used to listen to him a lot. There's an album called Wine Light. I think it's one of my favorites. And a tune called Mr. Magic. You remember that? It went on for about 10 minutes, I think. But it's great. Really good stuff. Very funky. Very soulful. And I think they released this under their joint names. So Bill Withers and Grover Washington Jr. And it's called, you guessed it, Just the Two of Us. The crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. And we gotta go for all we know, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all when the sun comes shining through. Yeah. To make those rainbows in my mind, when I think of you sometime, I want to spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Ooh, just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I.
Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. The two of you. Oh, great song. Great song. And we're hearing from Kenny and Pauline from Chester. First House Martins a week ago. At least their flight. Oh, the first house. I'll get it now. The first House Martins came a week ago. Yeah, we usually get House Martins before Swallows. Their flights weren't cancelled. That's good. That's a good one. Yeah, they seem oblivious, don't they? The hedgehogs and House Martins and the sparrows. I had a sparrow spend the night in my studio the other day. I mean, I didn't know until the morning. And the sparrow was completely unharmed and seemed very happy. A little bit of a mess to tidy up inside. But yeah, it's not a bad flight path in here. There's not really many obstacles. So the bird seemed happy. Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah. Oh, hi, Lucy and Jack. Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. And who else has joined us? Matthew or Michael Tensor. Oh, thank you very much for telling me that. Lonely Boy, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I wonder if I could get Gareth Moulton to join me to do that. That would be... or Crazy could do it. Gareth, that would be really good. He could sing a bit as well. He's isolated up in Fife, though. A lot of you know Gareth, of course. We play as a duo sometimes, Hull Truck most recently. And he's the lead voice in the Classic Sax Solos show. Lovely man. Up in Fife with his father-in-law. Ah, Sarah, you did it. You worked out how to chat. That's fantastic. Sugoi snake. Sugoi means excellent in Japanese. Arigatou gozaimashita. 2 grey-lag geese with youngsters in our field in Kroll. Wow, Richard, that sounds fantastic. And Robert, it is just the two of you. So now you're chatting to each other. That's brilliant. I love that when you do that. Oh, superb. Thanks, guys. Good to meet you, new people. And now, the team is myself and Joe, who sorts out all the tech. Joe is at 16, but he's nearly 17, and now we know that he's definitely going to have an isolated birthday. So, any ideas about how to make Joe's birthday a bit more special in isolation? Gratefully received. And absolutely couldn't do without him. And today there was all kinds of things going weird, and I said, Joe, I need you. Joe, come now, Joe. He's going, in a minute, a couple of seconds. But yeah, he sorts it all out. And Sally looks after you guys. She's there now if you can't. She's just up in the kitchen on the computer. So if you can't get through on the chat and you've got a message, send it to Sally, and she'll send it to me by the wonders of technology. And, of course, she is seamstress extraordinaire, about which we will hear more later. That's the team. Fantastic. Ooh, what should we do now? What should we do now? Where's my list? I have all these ideas. Sometimes I write myself bullet points. Sometimes I stick to them. Sometimes I don't. I just want to thank a few people been chucking money at us towards Joe's birthday party. Barbara and Stephen D and David Owens and Steve the Woodpecker Shersby, James and Sue, thank you so much over in Ulverston. And I hope it all clears up for our Ulverston show later in the year. I do love that part of the South Lakes. Beautiful. So another track I found that going back through the vaults, show number 18, and I don't want to repeat myself too much, so I'm really going back through the albums, and it's fantastic. It's like meeting old friends. And that's Stepping Out. I haven't played that for at least 10 years. And this next one is a title track from an album we had called Talking Bird, and I definitely haven't played this for 6 or 7 years. Wrote this with Mr. Paul Birchall over there, safely isolating in Chorley. Hope he is anyway. Hope he's not snuck down the pub or anything. No, he won't. And yeah, that's exciting. The writing and recording is feeling things come together, experiencing them come together, and not everything works, but most things do. And this one certainly did. It was a lot of fun recording this. And what I try and do is, because the boys are kind enough to, come and be in my computer and allow me to sort of busk along with them. I take the album sessions, or somebody else does, and remove the sax. So I've got the track to play along with all the fellas and girls. And if possible, I was telling you guys that I hardly ever, unless I'm coerced, I never listen to the albums, ever. And so I do kind of have to drag the tunes back from the vaults. So I try not to listen to my version. I listen to the backing track and sort of, because then I do it different. I come up with fresh licks and ideas, and the bits I've forgotten, I make new bits up. So it feels even more fresh or wrong, depending how you look at it. So Talking Bird, I'll have a go at that. And it was the title track from that CD, which was memorable for many reasons. One of the less positive ones being it was the most expensive artwork ever. Usually, you get a mate to do your artwork for 100 quid or something. And this fella charged me 900 quid. I couldn't believe it. I had to sit down. So the bulk of the album budget went on the front cover. It's deleted now, that CD, but only because we ran out of them. They get dropped off on a pallet, go into the garage, and then try and sell them. Love an empty cardboard box, but that one did. It sold out. And the title, I'd had this also about my dreams. If you knew, I talk a lot of rubbish, so I'll make yourself a cup of tea. But I had this really, really vivid dream that I was holding, I keep doing this because I was holding, almost cradling a bird in my hands. I don't know what kind of bird it was. Maybe it was a swallow or a house mallard. I don't think so. I think it was slightly bigger. I was talking to the bird, and the bird was talking back to me. In dreams, these things make perfect sense, don't they? And even the next day, that seemed quite logical, and maybe I've got a bit of Dr. Dolittle in me. I call my newts darling, and I call my frogs mate. Oh, a lovely frog yesterday. It was just chilling. And he didn't seem to mind. He wasn't shy. And I got a nice photo of him. But this bird was just chatting away to me, and I was chatting to the bird. And I can't remember the conversation, frustratingly enough. But anyway, hence the title, Talking Bird. Let's give this a bash. Ah, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Paul Birchall. Thank you, Mr. Neil Fairclough, Mr. Brian Hargreaves, and a cast of thousands. Gareth, Mark. Happy days. Yeah. So, hardly a show goes by these days. Now we've got into the swing without a haiku or two. This kind of just started because I casually slung in a haiku, I think, on maybe show 2 or 3. And then Duncan the Sax Mad Dentist, he came up with a challenge. He challenged the whole community, all you guys. Come up with some snaky themed haikus, he said. And you did. So there've been some lovely ones come in. This was one that I really like. And this was from Danny and Viv. And, right, let me get it right. Air still at 7. Snake serenely serenades. Orpheus at play. Oh, love that. I couldn't quite remember about Orpheus. I had to look him up. He's Greek mythology, is it? Anyway, he's a god who's absolutely brilliant at music. So oh, I was very flattered. Thank you so much. That was lovely. That. And Mr. Val Schultz from down in somewhere near Nottingham. Known each other for a number of years, but he'd never written a haiku. Probably never written a poem. I don't know. Anyway, certainly haiku, the form was completely new to him. And he's on a roll now. I think we've got 3 more here and some spares. He says, I've got a thick skin. Tell me when to stop. So, no, you're all right for now. You're all right for now, Val. So, now just a little bit of the backstory, because I know we've got a few new folks in tonight. Well, I do have rather a strange porridge recipe that I stick to most days. Well, it varies a bit, but its stalwarts are some oats, naturally, or oatmeal, and a bunch of broccoli, bit of ginger, a few sunflower seeds, some sesame seeds, and then I chuck whatever's going. You know, a few days ago it had some rhubarb in, which made it come out a very strange colour, and had some mango in this morning, only because needed eating up. I am the human dustbin. That's why I'm not quite as svelte as I'd love to be. Anything that's nearing its sell-by date or looking a bit wilted. No, the chickens can't have it. I'm having it. Maybe that's why I reached for that mushroom root with the dirt on it. Anyway, that's the backstory. So this first haiku from Val goes like this. Snake's porridge surprise. Ingredients to ponder. Could be worth a try. Because that's the secret, Val. If you eat the same porridge as me, you get all the high notes and everything. You believe that? And then I know he and Karen love the garden too. And so this one is inspired by that. And this time in the garden, seeds begin to grow. Spring brings hope, all will be well. Nature marches on. And it seems to, fit what we were saying about the animals, unaffected by this drama that we're living through and carrying on regardless. Good on them. And then finally, for today, one for Sally. Here we go. Watch the shirt as I read this. Admire the shirt, I should say. Shirts of unique style. Sally guides needle and thread. The catwalk awaits. Fantastic. So now Joe was telling me that I should tell you to give us a like, give us a thumbs up, because it helps. Not sure why, but do that. Subscribe if you'd like to. Those of you who've signed up to YouTube, and are chatting away. If you subscribe, then it just means you get a little reminder when we're about to go on air, so you don't miss the streams. Obviously, completely up to you. What to do? I know. My good buddy Simon Goulding, many of you will have met him. He's an unbelievable bass player. He's what we call a monster in a good way. He's got more chops than Brig Butchers. And a great spirit, and plays so musically, as you're about to hear, if the technology works and he is able to join us. Let's see. Look, I've got some real music for this, which I'm going to hang over here. That's good, I can see that. But can I see Simon? That's the important thing. Are you there, dude? Are you there, mate? Oh, hey. What are we going to do? Yes, mate. Oh, good boy. Send me the invoice. Don't put any petrol money on it. Thank you, Simon. That boy is awesome. Get rid of this music. So that was written by, it was called Lagrimas Negras, written by Miguel Matamoros. And Simon has just released a triple CD. Get him. And that tune features on it. And all Latin stuff. That boy loves a bit of Latin, or a lot of Latin. He was a resident of Cuba for many years, and you can see the influence in his playing, whatever he's doing. And boy, does he do it well. Yeah. So, we're always busy. And Sally particularly in the garden. I'm more often to be found in the studio and tackling a bit of admin and preparing. But I get in the garden as well, you know. And we've been battling rats and raspberries. You don't really want the rats in your garden. You definitely don't want them in your house. So I'm trying to get the back door closed firmly. Tempting to have it open in it when the sun is shining, but yeah, gotta have a word of those rats. I think Dave Bowie sent them over from Leeds because he had a rat in his flat. No, he lives in a house, but you could have a mouse in your house and a rat in your flat. He had a rat in his house. I think he sent it over the M62 in a DHL wagon, hitching a lift. Anyway, and the raspberries, man, they're just growing everywhere. Apparently they're like Japanese knotweed or rogue bamboo. So it's been Sally versus the raspberries. But she did have time for a bit of baking as well. Oh, I'm getting hungry too. Oh, let me see what you're saying. What you saying? See, a super start to the weekend. That's what I wanted. I wanted to give our lives some form, especially mine, I suppose. Because it feels like, oh, it's Friday night, I've got a gig. Absolutely brilliant. Andy Britton can thoroughly recommend Simon's triple CD. So can I. Midge, hi baby. Fantastic. Now I'm getting the message through that was slightly distorting. That was Simon because he plays so loud. No, it wasn't. That was probably me getting too excited with my faders. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Wow, about 10 people told me. Okay. I've definitely turned down, okay? Oh, it was the sax that was distorting. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Superb. Oh, yeah. Talking about, Ian Thompson talking about Charlie Parker. Charlie Parker was the most amazing jazz alto sax player that ever walked the earth. He didn't walk the earth for long enough, but boy, was he fantastic. And I'm going to turn the sax down while I think of it. Okay, done. New York City, bebop, jazz, with Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, all those cats. And yeah, they called him Bird or Yardbird. That was his nickname. Like, I'm the snake, he was the bird. Because boy, did he fly. Unbelievable. I have to do a bit of Charlie Parker one day. One show. Okie dokie. Anything else? Danny has raspberries every morning with his cereal, him and Viv. So we can't send you our spares. We haven't got any yet. It's not really quite raspberry o'clock. And they weren't that good last year either. So that adds insult to injury. If your raspberries are destroying your artichokes and you're not getting many. So work in progress. They might get torched. Well, maybe time for a last song. And my wonderful buddy Mark Cresswell, Mark from Leeds. Maybe another reason I was really giving it some on that Lagrimas Negras. So maybe that was part of the distortion as well. I was doing a big old growly loud rah, 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 rah. That could have had something to do with it. So Mark's going to join me for this last tune, and this is one that I think I don't know if he's done it before. He hasn't done it with me, and I've never done it. But we'll have a go. That's what these streams are about: being adventurous, revisiting old tunes, trying new ones, trying stuff out. That's what we do as jazz musicians. Well, I'm not really a jazz musician, but I'm just a musician, a humble minstrel wanting to play for you, and being very, very glad of your company. Oh, Pete was asking who was on percussion. That was Simon doubling up. So he'd sort of done himself on percussion before he sat in on bass. So, yeah. So I'm going to swap saxes for this last tune. It's Paul Simon, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. And thank you, Joe. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Simon Goulding. And thank you in advance, if you're there, Mr. Mark Creswell. Let me do the sax swap. Me and Mark go back, way back. He's still in Leeds. We met in Leeds at the music college in about 1928. He's still in Leeds. He's not still at the music college. Oh, I like that. Celia's telling Sally to put her feet up tonight with a glass of something nice after battling with the raspberries. I second that. Yeah, I'll come and pour you a drink. Those jazz musicians just make it up as they go along. Hey, Naftal, you're over in Kenya. I've never been to Kenya. I'd love to go. It's a beautiful place, isn't it? I hope you're okay there and staying safe and staying healthy, man. Kenya, that's far away. Lovely to have you with us. Just in time for the last tune. And but back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And back Sunday, 7 o'clock too. We'll kind of whoop it up a little bit tomorrow and then do the opposite and chill out and relax on Sunday night. But I've really enjoyed being with you. I'll say goodbye before we go. Mr. Creswell, are you there? Are you there, son? Are you there? Where are you? Where are you? Crazy. Hey!
Hey, Snakey.
Hey, Marky. The problem is all inside your head, she said to me. The answer is easy if you take it logically. I'd like to help you in your struggle to be free. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. She said it's really not my habit to intrude. Furthermore, I hope my meaning won't be lost or misconstrued. But I'll repeat myself at the risk of being crude. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. 50 ways to leave your lover. Just slip out the back, Jack, and make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Just get yourself free. You hop on the bus, Gus. You don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key lead and get yourself free. Just slip out the back, Jack. You make a new plan, Stan. No need to be coy, Roy. You just listen to me. You hop on the bus, Gus. You don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key lead and get yourself free. She said it grieves me so see you in such pain. I wish there was something I could do to make you smile again. I said I appreciate that. And would you please explain about the 50 ways? She said, why don't we both just sleep on it tonight? And I believe in the morning you'll begin to see the light. And then she kissed me, and I realized that she was right. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. 50 ways to leave your lover. You just sit out the back, Jack. You make a new plan, Stan. No need to be coy, Roy. Just set yourself free. You hop on the bus, cuz you don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key lead and set yourself free. You slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. You just listen to me, yeah. You hop on the bus, cuz you don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key lead and set yourself free. Yes, Mark. You're the man, mate. You're the man. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, thank you, Mr. Marky Creswell. Isn't he great? Like a one-man groove machine. So fantastic. Oh. You've been wonderful. You make the evenings come alive and feel real. My studio filled with love and laughter and drinking and dancing and appreciation and lovely comments and great haikus. Thanks for the haikus, Danny and Viv and Val. We'll have more tomorrow. I'm clapping you back. Thank you so much. We had fun. And somebody's going to sort out a hedgehog for me. Hedgehog. Hi, Ali. Good to see you. Brenda. Oh, Claudia's back. Is Mia back as well? I hope so. Lindsay Archer. Singing along. Colin Smith. Oh, Colin wants to know, Naftal, whereabouts are you living in Kenya? Because, I remember, Colin, you lived there for many years. And thank you very much for the candle holder. That's beautiful. Colin does a bit of wood turning as well as reed fettling. And I've got to keep talking now until Naftal's answered Colin and you've sorted out whereabouts in Kenya is. Except that we could all meet tomorrow at 7 o'clock if you're not going out anyway. And you're not having you haven't got other plans. Depends what's on the telly, I guess, doesn't it? Listen, you guys, you've been absolutely wonderful. From me and from Joe and from Sally. Thanks again to Marky Creswell and Mr. Simon Goulding. And I really hope I see you tomorrow. Spread the word, tell your friends, tell your family, because it's the same always. It's the same with our little gigs. Just a cottage industry. There's no management. There's no promotion team, except for me and Sally. So that's the way we survive and grow, is by word of mouth. Our albums are available. There's a new one called Time Stands Still. And for once, I got my timing right. I hope it's a bit of therapy for now. It's just all total relaxing and chilled, and lots of the woodwinds that we'll hear on Sunday. And anyway, they're all available. And commercial break over. And thank you so much. We'll stop streaming. Take good care of each other. And we carry on showing our appreciation to those wonderful heroes that are just kind of saving our lives at the moment. Frontline workers, NHS, care workers, people selling us food still, you brave folks. Thank you so much.